The Fourth Shop on the Right by Joe Potts.
Say you're a stranger walking down the street in an unfamiliar neighborhood. It's not a bad part of town, and people are milling about, so you're not apprehensive or wary about anything, at least not about the neighborhood. There's a fair selection of mom-and-pop shops, most of which have seen better days, just like the neighborhood. Say something's troubling you. Maybe that's why you're here. Maybe you think you'll find the answer by wandering and wondering and questioning. Maybe that's why at first you didn't notice the stocky guy walking in your direction, looking purposefully at you. He's within maybe 30 feet before you really see him, and in fact, he's now directly in your path and walking right up to you. He's maybe 40, with earnest gray eyes and tinged temples to match. He looks peaceful and powerful at the same time. He looks capable in a way you always wished you were. He looks at you for a few seconds, and then he says,
"Did you find the answer you've been looking for?"
You're stunned, because this guy, it's like he's read your mind. You're sure you've never seen him before, but it's like he knows what's going on inside you. You don't know what to say. But finally, you manage,
No, I didn't.
See that shop down there? The fourth one down, on the right? They have the kind of answers you're looking for.
You're trying to take in what he's saying. You look into his eyes, and somehow this reassures you. You want to ask him all sorts of things, but you say,
Thank you, but how do you know what I'm looking for?
Because you told me, a little while ago when we were talking. We were in that cafe on the corner, and you told me.
Then he gives you a reassuring look and briskly walks away. You're more confused now because you know you weren't talking to him. You didn't tell anyone you were looking for anything, and you have never been in the cafe on the corner. A slight chill, maybe from the northerly breeze, runs down your back. Say you decide to go 4 shops down, to the one on the right. It's a small shop squeezed in between 2 stores with garish window displays. The lettering on the door is small and weathered. Universal Inquiries, it says, and in smaller letters underneath, Answers Provided. And in even smaller letters at the bottom, Position Open, Inquire Within. That's bizarre, you think. This creepy little place looks like what you'd get from following the advice of a stranger. You open the door of the 4th shop on the right, and a bell announces your presence. There's an elderly man stooped over a dark, dingy desk. He looks up, raises his glasses to the top of his wispy-haired head, and his features soften.
Oh, it's you. I've been expecting you.
No, you haven't. No one's been expecting me because we've never seen each other before.
Gabe said you were coming. Have a seat. My name is Raphael, but these days people just call me Ralph.
Gabe?
Yes. Oh, some people know him better as Gabriel. The fella from the cafe?
Listen, I've never been in that cafe, and I don't know any Gabriel. And you probably tell everyone that comes in here that you were expecting them.
Let's not quibble. Maybe you weren't physically in the cafe, but certainly in spirit. Why do people always take things so literally? Besides, you're wasting time. You're looking for answers, right? That's why you're here, to finally get answers about your son's tragic accident.
And you don't know what to say. How could he know about that?
And the question you really want answered is the one everyone wants answered. Yes, the big one, at least in everyone's mind. And that is, why? Why did this happen? Why did that happen? Why am I this? Why aren't I that? Why?
How did you know about Michael? Huh? How do you know so much?
Let's see. You and your wife? After 7 years of being childless, adopt a 5-year-old boy named Michael. 3 months later, He runs into the street and is struck by a speeding motorist. That's not the current dilemma, though, is it? That was 2 years ago. You haven't gotten over it, but that's understandable. It's a burden that will always be a drag on your heart. But you've created a new dilemma, haven't you?
What? What do you mean?
You've contorted things to where you think you're to blame. You think it's your fault because you adopted him. If you hadn't adopted him, he wouldn't have been anywhere near that car. Am I correct?
You feel the blood draining from your face because you know Ralph is right. Ralph has expressed what lies deep in your heart. You have never spoken those words to anyone, not even your wife. And now Ralph has spoken them to you.
Of course I'm correct. We're universal inquiries, after all. It's our job to have the answers. And we have your answer.
My answer? What do you mean? What is it?
You've got the job.
Job? What job? What kind of answer is that?
The opening you responded to. The sign in the window. Remember? That's the other reason you came in here.
No, I didn't. Listen, I only came in here.
Yes, I know why you came in. And so do you. And your reasons for coming here are fulfilled by taking the job. No better way to find your answers than by helping others find theirs. What do you say?
Say you're sitting across the desk from Ralph. Say your head is spinning. But in your gut, or your heart, or your soul, you're feeling that everything that's happening is right. That somehow you were meant to come to the fourth shop on the right. That somehow you have been touched by, well, magic, or grace, or miracle. And you'd be a fool to let it pass by. So you nod your head and mumble an affirmative. Ralph extends his hand.
Welcome to Universal Inquiries.
That was The Fourth Shop on the Right, written by Joe Potts, directed by Grettelyn Darkey and John Wojtechko. The cast, in order of appearance, was Jay Kuntz as the narrator, Edward Roberts as Gabe, Gino DiNardo as Man, and Paul Fox as Ralph. Produced by Thomas Marinchak. Foley and sound design by Joseph Adams and Jacob Gorsich. Music by John Wojtechko. A production of We Are One Body Audio Theater.